Hello everyone and happy Friday. Welcome to the Mylio Photos coffee break. My name is Angela Andrew and today we're going to be talking about the all new export and sharing panel in Mylio Photos. This came out in our most recent release and I'm really excited to show it to you because it makes some things really easy and makes those changes accessible across all of your devices, which is absolutely awesome. Before we jump into that, I do want to share with you some of our upcoming events we have. Every day of the week, Monday through Friday, we have these new special sessions at 9:30 a.m. Pacific. The topics vary daily. So what it is a short presentation on a specific topic and then an opportunity for you to ask questions about that specific topic. So we do an importing and organizing session, setting up new devices, sharing and printing, and search, find, and filter. So I invite you to go over to community.mylio.com, go into the events calendar, sign up and register for those events if you're having questions about the specific topics. We're continuing to have our Ready, Set, Go sessions for new users or people who need a refresher in Mylio Photos. Those are at 4 p.m. daily, and you're welcome to sign up for those at mylio.com/ready, set, go. We have live Q&A sessions for all manner of questions. It's kind of an Ask Me Anything session. Those are with me every Tuesday and Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific. And then on Friday, we have these sessions, which are called coffee breaks, where we have a short tutorial followed by open Q&A. So I'm glad you're here. Let's just go ahead and jump into today's presentation. So go ahead and share my screen. And today we're talking about the all new sharing panel. So this has some really cool new features, and I want to go ahead and share some of this with you. So we'll go over what's changed. We'll talk about using the new built-in export presets, how to create your own custom export presets, and we'll go over the new mobile export experience, which is actually the part that I am most excited about because it's a small but very meaningful change that makes exporting from your mobile devices so much easier. So first, let's go ahead and talk about what's changed. When you open up the sharing panel in Mylio Photos, you're going to notice it has a brand new look and feel. You're going to go in there, you're going to see that there's an option for presets, the ability to create your own custom export presets, and of course that new mobile experience that I just mentioned. So there are no new options for exporting. All of those options that you've had in the past and that you've become accustomed to, those are all still there. They're just presented in a better way and make accessing those settings much easier. So let's go ahead and talk about those built-in export presets. When you go ahead and you invoke a share or an export, you're going to have a drop-down menu at the top, and we'll go into this and I'll walk through how to get there here in just a moment. But you have exports for email, for presentation, for social media, different sizes of JPEGs, and different qualities for printing. And these are set up based on common use cases, and they're a really great starting point. So you might want to use these presets exactly as they're lined out, or you might want to use these as a starting point to build your own custom preset. So let's jump into the app really quick, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a handful of images here, and let's say I want to export these to a folder on my computer. So I'm going to go ahead and select them. Click that share button here in the far right, and I'm going to just go ahead and close up the info panel. That way it kind of makes it a little bit easier to see everything. And then we're going to click share. And that's going to fly out this new panel here on the right. And it has all of those same options that you are used to. Now, the first time that you go in here and you click on one of these options, it's going to pop up with the settings. Once you choose your settings, those are going to become your default, and you'll see here like under System Clipboard, it says text with watermark. It's going to remember your settings from your last export. And if you go ahead and click just the title, it's going to automatically invoke that with those settings. If you want to select different settings, at that point, you're going to click the little settings icon here on the right. So we want to export to a folder. I'm just going to go up here to the main export, and this is going to pull up all of those different options. It's all the same stuff we've had before, just presented a little bit better with this preset drop down at the top. So as you're accustomed to, we've got our file type, our dimensions. You can choose your metadata, you can add that watermark, and so forth. But up here at the top, these presets are what's new. So right now I have a custom preset that I created selected. I'm going to go ahead and click on this drop down, and you're going to see here's a few that I've created. And below that, here are the built-in ones that come with Mylio Photos. So for email, presentation, social media, let's say I want to export a high quality JPEG. I'm going to go ahead and select that, and you'll notice it changes all of these settings here below. Now you can go ahead and further customize these if you like. For the most part, they're probably going to be exactly what you want. If you're wanting to send this and you want to have Safe Share on, you can toggle that on. And also one thing to note, in the manual, I have listed out exactly what each one of these does. So I'm sure Lori's going to probably post into the chat the links to the share and exporting section. If you go in there and take a look at the specific chapter towards the end of that section on the export presets, I have a section that has a little chart that shows exactly what's included in each one of these. So you can go in there and take a look at that if that's helpful. So let's say here we want to go ahead and maybe control what metadata we're sharing. I usually like to keep my camera EXIF and my caption and keywords. Ratings are just for me. Nobody else needs to see those. I like to keep my copyright in IPTC, but I will turn off people and places, and again, keep that information private when I share these images. So I've selected my metadata. I can go ahead and click back over here into the panel. I do like to share with a watermark. That's my personal choice. So I'm going to go down here and choose an image watermark. I already have one set up, so that's going to be great. I'm going to keep my existing file names. And if I'm exporting these to a place where these pictures already exist, you have the option to either save them with a unique name, overwrite the ones that are already there, or just skip them and not do them again. I'm going to go ahead and choose unique name. And let's go ahead and say export. You'll then be able to choose where on your hard drive you want these to go. I have kind of a general exports folder here on my desktop. I'm going to go ahead and say open. And that's going to go ahead and export those images to my desktop. So let's go ahead and take a look at another great way to export here, and that's using the system clipboard. If you don't want to create temporary files, let's say on your exports folder on your desktop like I just did, maybe you just want to copy and paste it into your webmail application, or you want to create a quick post in the Mylio community and share a picture. Let's go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these images. I'm really fond of, let's see here. There was one that I did. This one here. I think it just turned out really pretty. I love the colors, the contrast, and I want to post this to the Mylio Photos community. So what I'm going to do is go up here to my share, and I'm going to choose System Clipboard. Now I have a preset already selected, but I want to configure this, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the little settings there on the right. And I'm going to go down, let's go down to choose medium quality JPEG. I think that's probably pretty good for sharing online. That's a 1280 by 853 file. That's pretty standard there. I think you can even go a little bigger if you want, but that's up to you. Again, let's go ahead and adjust that metadata. I'm going to turn off my ratings, people, and places and keep the rest of that information intact. And I do want to add that watermark. Now, from here, I'm going to go ahead and say share to system clipboard. That's going to take that to my system clipboard, and I can go ahead and open up my browser and go to the community. And then we're going to go to that share a photo section down here towards the bottom. There's share a photo. And we can simply just paste that in there. And that's how easy it is. So that gives you an overview of how you can use these new built-in export presets. Now, if you have certain standards that you use over and over, you might want to create your own custom presets. So let's talk about that for a second. Creating your own custom presets allows you to have your own specifications set up to meet your specific needs. For me, that means I want to be able to export them easily to my website. I want to be able to have them ready to send in a text message with my watermark. There's different things that I do with my photos on a regular basis, and I use those same settings over and over. Creating my own export preset allows me to save that and speed up my workflow. And the thing that I love most about this tool is those presets are then available on all of your different devices. So when I go to my phone or my tablet, those presets are there. Mylio remembers those settings, and I can use them no matter which device I'm using. If you're working on multiple computers, let's say you have one at home and one at work, you want to have those same presets available. It makes it so simple. So that the fact that it works across devices, to me, is game changing. So let me go ahead and show you how to set up your own presets. Let's go back into Mylio, and I'm going to go ahead and choose another image. This one here, let's go ahead and find, I love this one of my parents here. We were out hiking at McGee Creek near Mammoth Lakes. Beautiful fall day. And let's say I want to text this to her. This is just a family photo, so typically with this kind of thing, I'm not going to put my watermark on it. Sometimes I do, but I'm just sending it to family, so that's not such a big deal. What I'm going to do is go ahead and click that share button. And in this case, I'm going to probably want to use that system clipboard. So let's go ahead and click on our settings there. And I want to send something a little bit better than a medium quality. I'm actually going to go with that high quality. And with the metadata here, because I'm sending this to family, I want to keep people and places on. My mom doesn't care about my ratings. That's not important to her. But the rest of this, I'm going to go ahead and include. I'm going to go ahead and opt for no watermark. And let's go ahead and we want to call this text to family. So I'm going to go up here to the top where it says my preset. And if you scroll all the way to the top, there's an option to save as new preset. So we're going to go ahead and click that. And we'll call this text to family. If I can spell here. Go ahead and click save. And I have a brand new preset that is going to also be available to me on all of my devices to make sharing to my family quick and easy. So from here, I can go ahead and just say share to system clipboard, open up my text messages, and then be able to send that directly to my mom and share that there. So there we go. There's how you share very, very quickly. I could also just select from here and choose messages and do that exact same thing. I can and then go here to my presets. I now have that text to family option. It created all those same settings, create message, and that's going to pop up a text message window. So all of those same options that you're used to are there and now enhanced and that much better. All right. So let's go ahead and jump back over to the presentation really quick. And we're going to talk now about the mobile export experience. So one of the things that has long frustrated me was when I wanted to export something from Mylio on my phone or on my tablet, I had to go into the More menu in the top, down into Settings, change my export and sharing options before I invoked that share button. Now you don't have to do that anymore. Now you're going to click that share button. It's automatically going to bring it to where you can go ahead and configure it in the same flow. It's going to work exactly the same as it does on desktop. The only difference is once you click continue here, it goes to the share sheet, which is your different apps and things that are built into either iOS or Android system. So let's go ahead. I'm going to bring up my phone here really quick. And we're going to go ahead and walk through this on a phone because I think you're going to see how much easier this is. Let me go ahead and open up Mylio. Give me just a moment. And I'm going to go ahead and I want to share my screen. There we go. One moment. There we go. And hopefully you guys can see that. We're here in my library and I'm going to jump over to my calendar. Give that a moment to process and let it populate. Lots of things going on in my office right now. I'm going to go ahead and just jump into 2024. Again, come down to that trip that I recently took. And there's that group. And let's say I want to go ahead and my mom showed me some really cool tips for photographing out at Bodie. So I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these images. It's really cool. And I want to send this to her. So I'm going to again click on that share icon there at the bottom of the screen. And instead of same difference when you do this the first time on your phone, you're not going to see this little subtext here saying what preset's there. It's just going to say share. And the first time you click it, it's going to pop up with all of your options. After you've done that once and you've chosen your options, it's going to give you the option to use those settings, or you can click on the little settings here to configure it yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the settings. Go ahead and do that real quick. And now you'll see here, I've got all of those same settings that I had on the computer. So this is one of the really nice changes, is that the experience, whether you're on mobile or whether you're on desktop now, is very, very similar. We're always working to make these changes easier, make it easier for you to use Mylio. And I really hope that this is one of those refinements that you guys really like. So here at the top, I'm going to go ahead and click that drop down. Again, I'm going to say text to family. And I can go ahead and run with it there and say continue, or in this case, because it's one of my fine art pictures, Maybe in this case, I want to go ahead and add that image watermark. So let me just go ahead and set that really quick. There we go. And now I have my watermark set, and I can go ahead and say continue. And that goes and pulls up the Apple share sheet. So I can say I want to send that to my mom again. There we go. I just texted that to her, and I can go ahead and hit send. And there we go. That's how easy it is to use those same presets across all of your devices. To me, this is game changing. It's a small but super meaningful change that's made my life easier. I really hope it does for you guys too. So with that, I want to wish you guys a wonderful weekend. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.